to Clark, and his...
It's the wrong man throwing. It's not his throw.
Yellow card, referee. Yellow card for the man in pink. No, he was anxious to get on with the game. It's easily done. I suppose if he did it too often, words might be expressed. But honest mistake. And doesn't look as though Clark minds one little bit, Dave.
100.
I'm impressed with Clark. You know, he's been around a bit, played in 11 World Championships, but never as well as this at this level.
100.
And in all the razzmatazz that accompanied Manley's entrance, Clark responded not in the slightest. And he's turning in a thoroughly workmanlike professional job here. Coming out here.
90.
Manley going to have to up his game, you know. 87 his average. Needs to put in a burst and put about 10 points on that average, I would suggest.
100.
Yes. If he does so, then he could take the match by the scruff of the neck.
A sign there from Star Wars Chewbacca. John Park today didn't have the force with him.
No, very disappointing on the doubles. Scored well, but couldn't hit the doubles, and you've got to do that however you score. Yes, I first came across Matt Clark over at Frimley Green, played in the BDO World Championships a number of times before deciding to make the switch to the PDC, and he's never regretted it. He loves it. He really does enjoy his darts. He's making an impression. Moved to the Manchester area, plays his darts in the local league in Bolton, not very far from Worsley, and a very, very competitive dart league that. He comes across the likes of Paul Williams, Les Finn, Steve Coote, a lot of good dart players in Bolton, as we know, and that's not a bad league to ply your trade in if you want to move, if you want to play good darts during the week when you're at home. And leagues like that, similar one in Rochdale as well. Another good one in Oldham. All good darters.
Of course, up your way there, John, they still play on the Manchester longboard.
53.
Yes, not as far as Bolton. They don't see it there. Certainly in the inner Manchester regions. As
Manley might have a shot here.
Oh, he's going to.
100.
Unlucky. Took out a 156, not so long back. 68 for Clark for 6-3. That would have been the break back that Manley will be craving.
This is a big shot, you know, to go 6-3 up, double top, taking his time, focusing on that double with that throw. That is a very important dart, and his followers respond to that. And Matt Clark is giving Manley plenty to think about.
95.
Yes, and it always accentuates the difference between the players in the score when the player who has the throw gets the break. He's 3 legs up, but he's still only 1 break ahead. Nevertheless, Manley will look at that score and start thinking, I've got to do something about this. We could have a big surprise here. Now, I heard you talking about major shocks and minor shocks, describing the Alan Tabron defeat of John Part perhaps as a minor one. I think this would be a little more than that, Dave.
I agree with you, because Tabron has been one of the movers and shakers. It would be a surprise too if Eccles can beat Barneveld, but not a major one. Barneveld out of sorts. That's an interesting prospect coming up next.
100.
And still to come, of course, we've got James Wade. There's his match against Ronnie Baxter. Well, Wade ought to win it, but Baxter is a tough old in-fighter. He'll give him a battle.
Yeah, and watching his game yesterday, I just get the feeling that Ronnie's game's coming back too. His career's ebbed and flowed, hasn't it? Partly because of injury. I remember him coming here 3 or 4 years back with really bad backs, sciatica or something of that nature.
Well, that's not good enough for Manley, you know. He's in distinct danger of losing this leg. And with the throw, 7-3, Chrissy, his lady, is not looking euphoric.
99.
Well, 99. Squares it off, unwanted. Now Manley's got to start battling here. Really can't afford to lose another leg on his own throw.
97.
Yes, if he could win this one, Clark knows he'd be literally over halfway home. Needs 13 legs, and he could do it in 2 darts here to make it 7-3. 80 going. Went for a double-double.
60.
Well, we saw Manley attempt that yesterday, almost did it. It's not as audacious as some might think.
58.
Well, Matt Clark looking now at double top, 55% success rate. He's been hitting the doubles, which is thoroughly acceptable. So's that. 7-3. Manley in trouble here after the second session, and if he's going to revive, he's got to do it pretty quickly after this break. Blackpool on the Lancashire coast. And Peter Manley is a dart star who's got to start shooting. He needs a nitro charge surge. He's 7-3 down, and Clark has the throw in this session and could go further ahead. And if revival there is to be, then Manley knows it's got to start pretty sharp quick.
58.
Yes, the man with the Falstaffian features needs a Hotspurs leap in his form. It's not good enough. 86.58 mean score. And though Clark is below that, Clark, there you have it. 7 out of 12, 58%. More than makes up for indifferent scoring.
44.
If you can put them away at the business end of each leg. Yeah. Dominate proceedings. That's exactly what he's doing, Dave.
Yes, and Manley has nearly stolen the darts. Depend on these 3 darts from Clark.
96.
Yes, there is a new purpose about the way Manley's playing, and indeed there needs to be.
Yes,
This match is slipping away.
perhaps urgency is the word that suddenly could be underlined. But Clark, cool customer that he is, 120, that's 183 left, so he's very sensible, stopping and thinking. If he goes for the 20 and hits single 20, he ends up on a bogey. Good thinking, that.
And Manley looking at treble 17 to leave himself a finish. If Clark could hit this 164, it would be a crippler for Peter Manley. 164, it's a big finish and a party piece. And out of range. Just a wrinkle of irritation crossing the face of Matt Clark. Now Manley 64 to start the revival.
Yeah, against the throw. Yes, treble 8, double top, deliberately aimed for, deliberately got.